Hey, loves. It's me, Sunshine. I wanted to come on in regards to self love. Self love is real, and I am living proof of that. I have said my story over and over again because I believe that by telling the truth and sharing it out loud, that it will resonate with others and allow them to tell their truth and be vulnerable and say their story out loud. So I was abused by 6 different people in my world, um, mentally and physically abused till the age of 16. I left my parents, at different times. They split at 13, but I was body shamed my whole life. I then shamed myself my whole life. I was depressed. I was 100 pounds overweight. I did not feel worthy. I was ashamed of myself, ashamed of who I was. I pretended to be happy. I pretended to be something that I'm not. And finally, at the age of 50, I decided to love myself, learn how to love myself. My first husband was physically, mentally, and sexually abusive. I was his wife, so he could do whatever he wanted with me. So that was more shaming, more abuse, big depression. And I left him at 23. I have always been able to leave the situations, but I repeated them. And repeating is not healing. It's not healing. So then I got into another relationship with another gentleman, and he was mentally abusive. And I was like, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right? And I suffered through it until finally one day I was like, no, I am not doing this anymore. I was ashamed of myself that I allowed 6 different people to keep repeating and abusing me and using me as a doormat. And I went into the relationships thinking, people pleasing, thinking that it was my job to save them, but it's not. It's not our job to save everybody else. It's our job to save ourselves. It's so important. It's so important to save ourselves. Um, I came on because I'm getting all these messages from these beautiful, beautiful people, men and women, not understanding unconditional love, not understanding self love. And I just feel like it's such an important message that I need to tell, that it's real. It's real. And it's scary at first when you start realizing how miserable you really were, how miserable and unhappy the way we speak to ourselves. We speak to ourselves so unkindly. And it's a habit because we learned this. We learned this from our parents, from our peers, from our ancestors, because they were taught that. So you have to have empathy for them too. I love each and every one of my abusers from afar. I haven't spoken to my parents since I was 16. I was actually homeless um, for a while when I was 16. And so I don't take anything for granted. I am grateful for every single thing in my world, including water, including running water, toilets, food, everything and anything. But back to the self-love, you just have to start believing in yourself and start speaking to yourself kindly. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to your child or your best friend or somebody in need. Talk to yourself kindly. And it's a practice. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice. It took me 5 years to figure out how to do it. And I still slip up because I'm human. I am human. Um, but it's such an important thing because when you love yourself unconditionally, it just overflows to everybody else. And you lose the judgment on yourself. You lose the meanness, and you just go with joy and you go with love. You go with love. And you love everybody and everything, and it's not conditioned. You know, people say, well, I did this for you, but you did that out of love. You did that out of kindness. You didn't do it so you would have that person love you. That's unconditional love. You just do it for love. Conditioned love is if you want something in return, or you don't allow someone to be free and tell that person, you can't do this, or you can't speak to that person, because you need to love me. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. And even with you talking to yourself, well, if I lose 100 pounds, then I'll be happy. No, you're not going to be happy. Trust me. I was on a yo-yo of my weight for 50 years, up and down, up and down. You're only going to be happy when you love yourself right now, exactly how you are, because you are perfect just the way you are. You are love. You are loved. I'm going to start crying because I just believe in this message so, so much. And I am living proof you can get to be this way. You can learn to be this way. It's a habit. It's a habit. We've all learned how to hate. We can all learn how to love. We can all learn how to love. And I've reached out to many of you already. I am here. I am here to help you. I am never too busy to help somebody else. I went through the fire. I went through that fire and I came out sunshine freaking warrior. And I am here holding my hand back, waiting for you to take my hand so I could pull you through that fire too. I love each and every one of you. We should all be happy, healthy, and free. Have an amazing night.